Hey guys, Jared here, and today I'm going to review the film Ashens and the Polybius Heist, which is a sequel to the film uh, Ashens and the Quest for the Game Child, which I do have on Blu-ray, which I reviewed a while ago, and they're both made by the YouTuber Ashens. That one, Stuart Ashen is his name, and yeah, he's known as Ashens on YouTube, and he made these two movies. So yeah, the first one I do own on Blu-ray. The second one I watched on Amazon Prime. Yeah, the second one is available on Blu-ray somehow, but I honestly can't find out how to purchase the Blu-ray. I'll show you proof that it is on Blu-ray because there's a YouTuber I watch, DVD Review Studios. He did an unboxing of the Blu-ray of the Polybius Heist one. I'll put a link to his unboxing of that in the description if you want to see it. I'll also put a link to my review of the first one, the Game Child. I reviewed the first one ages ago. I don't know if it's that good. It was ages ago. I just know my teeth were atrocious back then. They're getting much better now. But yeah, so basically the plot of the Polybius Heist. If you don't know the YouTuber Ashens, his whole thing is he reviews and like makes fun of like really cheap toys, many of which are like rip-off toys, or that or just rip-off things. Yeah, it's much. The first one's about trying to find the Game Child, which is obviously a rip-off of the Game Boy. But yeah, in this one, they're trying to heist the Polybius, which is like this arcade machine that apparently went wrong. It became like very deadly, like addictive. So yeah, they got rid of it, and there's the villain of the movie is called Anthony Agonist. Um, he owns it, and they're trying to get it off him. And yeah, I love that name, Anthony Agonist, because basically, Ant is short for Anthony, so that means his name is Anthony. His name is Ant Agonist. So, that name is just hilarious. And yeah, so on Ashen's team, you also have the YouTuber Nerdcubed, or his real name is Dan Hardcastle. He's another YouTuber, and he's good friends with Stuart in real life. And they've done many videos together. And also on his team, there's the comedian. Is a New Zealand comedian called Jared Christmas. It's Jared with two R's, not like mine, which is just one R. But yeah, and you also do have in the movie, reprising his role from the first one, you have Robert Llewellyn there, and he's on the front as well. There. He's best known probably for playing Crichton in Red Dwarf, and it is cool that they got pretty big names for these movies, like Robert Llewellyn and Jared Christmas, considering these are very low budget films made by a YouTuber. And yeah, but he reprises his role from the first one where he's a science teacher, and he has like him and Stuart have a problem, but in the first one, but yeah, in this one it seems like they've become more good friends. And I do love the gag where like he keeps holding like a glass container, and he keeps dropping it when he's shocked by what Stuart says, and then later he says, I've got to stop handling oil. Apparently that's why things kept slipping out of his hand so easily. So, yeah. But the production on these movies are both great. I mean, I would say out of the two Ashens movies, I prefer this one, the Polybius Heist. And this one does generally have better, production value as well. Yeah, both of them do have very good production value considering they're made by a YouTuber. And it does inspire me to make my own movie. Because I want to make my own movies, and being a YouTuber, as well, it shows like us YouTubers can make movies if we really want to. I mean, a lot of the other YouTuber movies haven't worked out well, but if you really want to see great YouTuber movies, watch these two Ashens movies. This one and Polybius Heist. This one's good as well, but Polybius Heist is better, in my opinion. And it does have better production value. I mean, most of the other terrible YouTuber movies I thought were more American, like the Fred movies and stuff. And obviously these Ashens movies are a lot more British. And I mean, Ashens is a British YouTuber, so I was thinking like maybe British people are just better at making YouTube movies. But no, I don't know. But yeah, but these are the only two really good ones from what I've seen. And I do also love on the team. Ashens wanted them to get a grease man, as in somebody who uses grease basically to like slip into hard to get into places, but instead they got somebody who's from Greece, the country, and he doesn't speak very good English. He's called Janus. He doesn't speak very good English, so they throughout the movie he's wearing headphones that he's taking like English classes from that, and at the end of the movie he's suddenly able to speak really fluent English, which is really funny. But it turns out that actually having a Greek man on their team did end up being handy, because there's a bit where there's Greek writing in where they're breaking into, and Janus is the only one who can translate it. But even then, all the Greek writing says is turn the handle to the left, and they could have figured that out by themselves. But yeah, the Jared Christmas, the New Zealand comedian, he plays. He when he's going undercover, he goes undercover as like a security guard in the villain's place, and he's it's very funny seeing him as pretending to be the security guard. And I do also like as well. Stuart has to break into a bit, and like he has to say a fake name, pretending he's somebody else. And there's a list on the table of the people's names who are invited, and there's a newspaper on top of the list, so he can't see all the names properly. But he sees the name Steve, and then on the newspaper it says Wednesday, so it's a wedding. So he says, my name's Steve Wedding, and then the guy behind the desk moves the newspaper, and it turns out the guy's name is actually Steve Wedding. That's brilliant joke. And I do also like how the guy's place, Anthony Agonist, his place, it was something that stands for I can't remember what the words were for like the individual words, but it's an anagram, not an anagram, but like the three letters, the first letters of the words spell out something, and it said bum, and they say, I'm not getting inside the bum, and then somebody else saying like, we'll crack this, yeah, it's great. And I do also like when Ashens calls them like Ashens 11, because there's 11 of them, and somebody on the team says, "Oh, Ashens 11, that's brilliant." Yeah, he says Ashens 11, that works on so many levels, and then somebody else says, "Well, it works on one level." Yeah, that's great. And I will also mention the opening credit sequence. Both of these Ashens movies have like James Bond type animated opening credits. They're a great thing. This one, the first one, it has a song. The song playing in the opening credits is like, it says like, nobody plays the game better. Obviously, I guess like nobody does it better, from like The Spy Who Loved Me, but the song isn't entirely based on that song. It's just that line is based on that the title of that song. But the song that's the theme for the Polybius Heist is very obviously based on the song You Know My Name from Casino Royale, the Daniel Craig one. Yeah, I do like in that opening scene, that opening credits, they do have references to like other movies. Like they have a bit that's like a reference to the famous ending of The Italian Job, with the bus hanging off the cliff, and Ashens is inside the bus, and there's the rip-off toys that he wants that are on the end of the bus, and there's also a reference to the scene in Raiders of the Lost Ark where Indy takes the thing, and like the boulder comes after, that but instead you have Ashens like trying to get like a rip-off toy off a thing, and there's a boulder coming, that's great to see those movie references. And I do also like there was a movie reference to Indiana Jones at the beginning. I think it before like the opening credit sequences, Ashens getting another like rip-off toy thing. And he was saying something like, it belongs in a computing mechanism, obviously referencing Indiana Jones, like, it belongs in a museum. That's a great reference to see. So overall, I really enjoy this movie. It's a great sequel. I prefer it over the first one. But yeah, both of these Ashens movies I would highly recommend. If you haven't seen them, if you can find them, they're great YouTube movies. If you really want to see a really great YouTuber movie, watch both of these Ashens movies. They're great. And also, if you just love great British comedy, there's a lot of that in these movies. So yeah, thanks for watching my review, and bye.